Apocalypse Hotel episode 5, chat. I watched this one and I gotta say, it was nothing too spectacular, but it was decent. I told you before, chat, if you love story and plot, which like me, unless, deer in the headlights kind of action scenes, this anime is definitely for you. I like action scenes as much as the next guy, but there's very few anime that really pulls that off very well, and that is Dragon Ball. That's Naruto. I know a lot of you like, oh gosh, click off this video. Look, I'm just speaking facts. Dragon Ball, Naruto, Solo Leveling's up there. Frieren. Look, there are a lot of anime out there that will that do it great, right? So sometimes I want something that's a little bit more slowed down, which is this anime. This episode, this episode, they're doing more focus on making whiskey. Chat, I will never drink alcohol. No, no, no. No. But that looks delicious. I don't know. That's whiskey right there. That looks so delicious. You know what? I would drink that if that was just nothing but honey, like liquid honey. Oh man, just one huge ice cube. You don't know where they got it, but they have it. It's right there. Some liquid honey. It's like honey, but less thick. Yeah, yeah. Or orange juice, chat. Orange juice. Orange juice. Ooh, that's delicious. I like that. You get our new guests into the hotel. They're aliens. Also, what they do with this episode, chat, is that they make us available to hear what they're saying, what the aliens are saying. Thanks to the raccoon girl. Raccoon? Yeah. Or Tanuki. Tanuki, yeah. Thanks to the Tanuki girl teaching our main character how to speak alienese. Is that racist, chat? King Remedy says, not even ungoverned moonshine made by a blind man in the mountains with only 3 teeth. 3 teeth is... I saw a moonshine episode of American Dad where Roger went into the mountains to get some very powerful alcohol. And what ended up happening, the moonshine and Roger, he was dressed like a person, but the moonshine was like, well, isn't that just the alien wearing a wig? And easily saw through the disguise. How wise are the moonshiners, chat? I need to meet one in real life. They look down at me. He's like, is that a talking cat? Anyway, they don't have any more whiskey because these two drank it all. They're alcoholics, chat. Also, not even them, actually. It was the Tanuki family that lives there. Yeah, they're all alcoholics. He can technically drink as well, chat. But here's the thing: the studio doesn't want to do that because he can technically drink because he's like 30 something, right? Because they live longer or what have you. But they're not gonna show you him drinking any of this because kids drinking alcohol is terrible, right? That's a very, very bad thing. See, here's the thing: the owner of this studio, the owner of this channel, the bookkeeper, she doesn't care about any of that. If the character is 30, don't matter how they look, they could be a thumb and a finger, they could still drink alcohol. She's that type. She's that type. What's he doing? Is he just playing with the? Oh yeah, he's playing with one of the robots. I think he's my favorite character. Chat. I ain't gonna hold you. He's just too adorable. Look at him. Yeah, these alcoholics. King Remedy says, lame. In Texas, you can drink at 8 as long as you're on private property. I've heard things about people coming home from like Vietnam, the war of Vietnam, not the place Vietnam. And when they got home, they tried to drink. They couldn't because they weren't old enough. And he was like, you telling me I'm old enough to be sent to my death, but I'm not old enough to vote or drink? Like and I was looking at that. I'm like, that is interesting. That is very interesting. That I'm sure that's been changed, right? Like I think you got to be 18 to enlist now, or at least to. I think chat like one of those things that's a mistake, right? Anyway, we're getting off topic. We're getting off topic. They're drinking alcohol in this one. Chat, there's not really much going on in this episode. I like it. I love it. But it's really the biggest message here. What they were trying to do is like, things take time. Like, things take time, to create stuff because they're creating alcohol or whiskey. They're creating whiskey, but it takes like many years to make it. And it sets up for this episode. What happens is that this particular scene, it sets up uh, uh other episodes. He talks about how he wants to make a hot spring. He talks about how he wants to also produce whiskey, right? And since they're out of alcohol, they're going to just make some more. They learn how to make more. What I also notice here is that I think this hotel is going to make a whole new city. I think so, because the world is pretty much dead. Like, there's nobody living on it. Everyone's gone. I think what ends up happening is that thanks to the owner's ideals for the future, I think the main character ends up making, like, expanding more and more and more until their entire city is flourishing. I think so. I think it's an awesome setup for what the writer, the creator, has planned for this anime. Uh, I love this character, man. You know what? I take that back. He might be my favorite character, chat. He might be. He might be my favorite character because he's just, I don't know, something about that smile. I like a good smile, chat. Smiles are awesome. They're good for you. That's not good for you though. Actually, I heard back in the day, back in Jesus days, they drink wine with bread. Anyway, like this is setting up to be like, hey, things take time, chat. And that's why it also plays into this one, like these new characters right here, because these two are lovebirds. As you can see, they're doing something with their tentacles. I think we should probably blur that out. All right, but like something happens with those two. They break up, right? Well, they do some kind of, it's better to love and lost than never to love at all kind of thing situation. And things take time to for it to become different. So that's pretty much the message, like of this. You also get to see a little bit more of the former robots that ended up like this. I don't know if they will come back. I feel like there's a good chance that they could, if they branch off into a situation where they can start repairing these guys. I think so, chat. Because you can't tell me that there aren't parts here and there that can put some of these guys back together. Like, at least put some of the robots together. So some of these head manager robots together, so they can keep things running just in case the main character goes down. Contingencies. They're gonna do that. Something's gonna happen to her, like, so they're gonna like prepare her somehow. The Tanuki family, 100%, 100%. Also, this, yeah, I take that back, chat. There is quite a bit going on in this episode. So the main character, she tries alcohol for the first time, right? She tries alcohol because she's a robot. She doesn't drink anything or eat anything. She just drinks gasoline, I think. But she became a mature woman the moment she drank it. So now she's taller and much more curvy. Like, this is very funny, by the way. So what makes this very interesting is that the owner of the hotel clearly created these robots with different features and functions, hidden features and functions. It's like, how do you explain it? She's learning more about herself every day, kind of like how regular people learn more about themselves. They're, oh wow, I can do that. Oh wow, I can do this. Oh my goodness, I can do this and that. Man, maybe a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that. Oh, what about that and this? That kind of stuff, chat. And I honestly want to see. It's really Inspector Gadget, chat. Inspector Gadget. You know what I mean? You know the song, right? I don't want to get copyright strike because I'm singing it. Wait, this is literally Inspector Gadget. She's got something going on. She's easily got something. She's literally got something. King Remedy says, I would love a slice of life Dr. Stone style anime that's just making different alcohols. You know what? If they can do that with food, you've seen those food animes. I kind of pass those up, chat. I like food, but I'm not a big back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big back. All right, I'm a tiny back, itty bitty back. That's funny. It's this is one of those feel good kind of animes, chat. Less action and more about character development. Really, it's funny, feel good, and it's funny. It's adorable. Seeing these Tanuki and these robots get along. I really want to see what the future is like for these for the planet Earth. I do. I really do. Also, what makes this crazy is that this is a very King Remedy says episode 1, how to make prison wine in Vietnam. Thanks for the gifted sub. That's crazy. That's crazy. But they're making a wine, and wine takes a little, not wine, whiskey, and whiskey takes a little bit of time. What makes it very interesting is that they can live they live for a very long time, just like the robots, you know? They can like go for many years, and so can they. And I think that's a very interesting setup for these characters. Like I really can really appreciate that. I really want to see more of this. I hope this keeps going. I need to Google this to see if if this manga or whatever you want to call it is still going to this day. Like I said, she's kind of down because when they got back together, this alien creature, and what makes it great is, like I said before, we can actually hear what they're saying. All because of her. She can actually like understand now, understand them thanks to the Tanuki girl's teachings, the one behind my head. But I it this is I know. Remember, I said one of the animes was a little bit of a palate cleanser. This is a little bit more than that of a palate. This is more of more than a palate cleanser. This is a different direction of anime where you're not just going in like, all right, I don't care about story. Like you're not going into this anime like if you're watching anime like, oh, I don't care about story. I just want to see people punch people in the face. Then this isn't for you. If you're going into an anime like, hey, I don't want all this violence. I just want to see some feel good and some like emotion. I want the writer spending more time on developing characters and all these things. And I think this is what that is. That's what that is. King Remedy says, I'm not an aged alcohol guy. I don't care if it's 1 or 10. But it would be cool to try a 100-year-old bottle of whiskey once. Whiskey, huh? Yeah, I haven't drank. I have never drunk anything or smoked anything, chat. If I did, I'd get one of those pipes though. I get one of those pipe smoke things with bubbles. There it is. There it is. Anyway, chat, I would 100% give this a try. I will be following this and making new episodes about this as they come out. I'll probably try to do it in bulk because there's not too much going on. So anyway, chat, on with the rest of the show.